Alright, this is the first setup I have for my gun. This is my CQB short range setup. This is ideal for room clearing and very, clearing out riverbeds and whatnot. For very close shooting, it's not good for long range. It's actually one of my more simple kits. All I have here, mainly that I didn't go over already, is my aim point, is a replica aim point I got off of EB Airsoft for $40. It's a good sight. It has, I think, 4 levels of red and 4 levels of green. It can be adjusted easily. It's a good all-around sight. It's great though because what a lot of people don't understand about optics is, I'll put this down for now, a lot of people don't understand about optics is that just because you have a red dot doesn't mean it's making your gun any more accurate. A zooming optic is one thing, but when you have just a red dot, it's not making it easier to aim. It's not making it easier to aim at long-range targets. It's actually the quite opposite. When I'm shooting at long-range things, I'm going to be putting up my sights because the dot covers a target at anything more than 50 meters. So this is great for just keeping both eyes open and real quickly pointing at targets. I can, like I said earlier, I can hold it here and keep both eyes open and very easily aim while having full situational awareness around me. That's pretty much it for this one. Then I will go over my field setup, field and CQB setup. It's a hybrid of the both. Alright, now this is the second setup I have. This is kind of my hybrid CQB and field operation setup. It's nice because it can accommodate short range and medium to a little bit of long range. What I have here is a replica EOTech 551 reflex sight actually. It's a replica of the EOTech holographic sight, which the difference between the two, a lot of people confuse them, is that a holographic sight projects the image back towards around here. So it actually has a floating appearance to it, versus a reflex sight projects it up onto a screen, so it's almost like a movie projector. There's a difference. Holographic is a lot more expensive. The cheapest you're going to get one is $500, and it probably won't even work well with an actual rifle. This is a cheap remake. It goes on EB Airsoft for $50. I'll put a link to that. And then when I use that, I can zoom it though to this. This is a PBS 14 replica. I got off the EB Airsoft for around 80. We got it for the helmet, but it's a 4-power zoom. So I also use it here. I can remove it easily, so I can use it for CQB, but it also works as a magnifier for the dot. For using this, I normally keep the stock about here because the sight pictures comes out to about here. So it's comfortable. It's not too heavyweight. It's a good sight. There's no reticle though, just so you know. It only magnifies it. There's no scope, no reticle, no crosshairs. That's what it zooms into here. Alright, now this is my third setup that I use. This is primarily for field use. I still can use it for close range, but I prefer not to. This is ideal for engagements around 100 to 200 feet. This is actually my favorite setup to use because it's normally what our field accommodates. We very rarely are fighting, very close, which is why I use this kit the most. Is what you'll see in most of our videos because it's my favorite. First of all, what you see here, before I go over the ACOG, what you probably see here is this silencer. This isn't just for cosmetic looks. The reason why I have this is because I would originally be using this. This is a Mad Bull, I think 430mm 6.03mm Type bore. This is a great barrel for this gun because a 6.01 is not very good for an AEG, especially one with a high rate of fire like this, because you're going to have to deal with jams if it gets anything in it. Plus, this adds around 10 FPS, which is nice. It's not a significant advance, but it still adds to it, which is good. It's great. It adds about 50 feet to my range, and I can really hit targets with a smaller, with a smaller area. I'd say it's if you can normally hit a body-sized target at 100 feet, with this I can hit a head-sized target, which is a significant difference. It doesn't change the range that much because they're going to drop the same, but it does change the point accuracy, which when you're dealing with 150 to 200 feet, it really does help. Now what I've got here is the replica of a Trijicon ACOG. I bought it for around 120 on EB Airsoft, and I couldn't be more satisfied. This is my favorite optic by far. Not only does it look awesome, it has a custom Trijicon. It's actually extruded it's not just printed on there, but it still has all the legitimate writing on there. It really looks great. It has a replica optical fiber. I'd go into explaining it, but I don't understand it that well, and I don't want to give you guys any false knowledge. So I'll just not talk about the optical fiber, but it does make it look a lot more realistic. It's a 4-power zoom, which is the same as the normal. It has the same crosshairs. It's not electronic. It is not battery operated, which is what I like, because then I don't have to worry about batteries. But it really is. It's an awesome scope. I recommend getting it. It's the perfect amount for airsoft gun. It's enough, especially me, because I own a very good vision. With this, I can see my targets very easily, but I'm not to the point where I can't even see where my BBs are going. So this, I very much recommend this. It's great for the range, especially with the Type bore. They work great together. It's zoomed in perfectly for around 120 feet. I can hit everything, from there. I can hit cans from 100 feet with this. So, this, like I said, my field setup, this is my favorite. So if I could recommend anything, and you're wondering, a lot of people, I don't want to spend, money for 4 kits. This is what I would mainly recommend. Alright, now this is my last kit. This is my DMR, or Designated Marksman. This, I am again using my Type bore first of all. My 430mm Type bore, just to get that out of the way. I showed you guys for the last kit here. But this is not to be confused with a sniper rifle. It is not a sniper rifle, and don't think it is. It's a DMR, and the main job of a marksman is to cover a squad and to give them covering fire, almost like a machine gun or someone holding the saw, except instead of firing lots of shots, they're firing 2 or 3, but they're still suppressing the enemy. Or they also work as counter snipers. When you have somebody, a sniper in the building, they're the one taking them out. But you're not hiding in a bush as a marksman, just shooting people like a sniper would. You can do that with this, but you're not going to have the range of a bolt-action sniper rifle. That's what I would recommend if you were trying to hit targets longer. But this is still pretty good. This, once again, shoots around 200. Has a good 250 feet, I'd say. I can hit a body after a couple shots. What I have here is I got this on EB Airsoft. It's a 3 to 9 power scope, and it's 50 mil. It looks huge. It's actually pretty normal size. It's a 50 millimeter size scope, which is nice because it has a very large amount of sight picture. The eye relief is great. It's right about here, so you don't have to put your eye too close to the scope. So it's nice and comfortable, as well as this sunshade's very nice. That way, people they see this and they think, oh, that's a huge scope. Without the sunshade, it's not that large. But the purpose of this is when you're out in the field, and if you have sunlight coming in on your scope, it can reflect off your scope and give away your position, because people see a large, bright light facing them. That gives that away. Plus, you don't get glare from when you're looking through. And then here I have a UTG bipod. It's honestly not the best. It works, but I normally have to tighten it before every game because it gets pretty loose. I should probably put some Loctite on it. It's nice because it's spring-loaded. You can just, you can let it out, and then you can retract it back in and screw it in. It's a little annoying to get, but it works. It cost me like 12 bucks. It came with, when I ordered my JG Bar 10, it came with it, but it's decent. This is a good setup. I wouldn't spend a lot of money to make this. This is all stuff I had from other guns that I just kind of put together. But it does work. It has a decent amount of functionality to it, because when I have other people in the team who have around the same types of rifles as mine, and theirs perform the same purpose, and another person on my team has a completely CQB M4, chances are I don't need to fulfill that position. So when they need a marksman, I'll do it with this. It works. It's a cool setup. It didn't cost that much to do. This is a $45 scope, $10 bipod, and then everything else is stuff that I use almost every game. Alright, in conclusion, I'd recommend this gun to beginners, intermediate players, and experienced players alike. It's lightweight, durable, and outperforms most guns in its price range, and even outperforms a lot of KWAs and VSCs, more expensive guns that my friends have. Overall, I'd give it probably an 8.5 out of 10, just because of small little flaws it has. Like, for one, the stock sights aren't very good, but that's correctable. Some of the screws are a little wobbly. Like right here, these screws rust. This wobbles a little bit. But overall, it's an awesome gun. I'd really recommend it. the one thing that I did not talk about earlier is this right here. This is a great feature. I don't have it in right now, but what this does is, a lot of experts for airsoft will tell people when they begin playing that when you fire a lot of rounds on automatic and then fire it on semi, it will decompress the spring, and then you won't lose FPS over time. Because if you keep it on automatic, the spring will be all the way back here, and then the problem you have there is that for a long amount of time your spring is compressed, so when you finally do fire it again, it has lost a lot of FPS. What this does is it pushes the spring back into place, and what's great about that is if you're out of ammo from firing on automatic, you don't have to dry fire and damage your gearbox in order to fix the problem. But like I said, I didn't cover that earlier, but now that I did, I can say this is an awesome gun. I recommend getting it. Once again, I'm Nate from Apple Valley Airsoft. Have a good one.
Go.
Alright, now I'm going to go over the internals of the gun. It's... Shut it off, you faggot. Fudge packing tendencies.
You're live.
Oh, I'm live?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Hi, guys.
Go.
It discharged in the ass. What? No, okay. Alright, now I'm going to go over the internals of the gun. This gun has a... I can't even concentrate.
Oh, now you're recording anyway. You weren't, so you're good.
Oh, really?
Go.
That's okay.